If you're looking for a place of beauty and serenity in the state of Tennessee, I think we might have found it for you right here.
Yes, I think we did.
We're at the Resort Lodge at Paris Landing State Park. As soon as you pull into the state park, you start to see this towering structure rising up on the horizon in front of you, and it is a sight to see.
Come with us as we do a quick walk around and you get to see the lodge and everything that it has to offer. All of the amenities, all of the things that make you want to come here and spend the weekend.
First off, let's show you our room. I will tell you this going in. Ask for a room with a balcony.
Yes.
You want to be able to see this lake out here. It is absolutely stunning. It's a great thing to wake up in the morning, open the curtain, and look out there and see this view.
Not to mention, you might occasionally catch a bit of wildlife flying over that you might not have expected.
Yep, I got up this morning, walked down the patio, looked up in the sky, and what do I see? But a bald eagle soaring through the sky. I actually saw two. One of them landed in one of the trees down here by the water. The other one just kept flying overhead, and I was trying to catch him. I don't know if you can see him in that video clip. I tried to get as good of a view as I could, but unfortunately, I didn't bring a camera that was set for shooting wildlife. But let's look around the hotel a little bit. First off, in the room, let's show you some of the amenities that you get here. You walk in, of course, you've got a closet.
You've got a nice plush bed on a pedestal, so it's very streamlined, minimalist in its appearance. You also have a love seat that's a pull-out bed.
But the best feature of this room by far is the walkout balcony. You've got two chairs out here that you can set out and just look at the lake. And let me tell you something. Staring out over, I believe this is the Tennessee River portion of the Land Between the Lakes. And right on the other side is the body of Land Between the Lakes, right across that bridge over there to the left.
The other thing that I want to point out about this room, in addition to all of the creature comforts, is it's a large room. You are not going to feel like you're tripping over the people that you're staying in the room with. There is plenty of space.
There is nothing at all claustrophobic about this room. It is very spacious. You're going to enjoy the time that you're in the room. But I'll tell you this, you're not going to want to spend a whole lot of time in the room because you're going to want to enjoy the park. We'll show you a little more about the park, but let's do a tour around the facility.
If you go down to the second floor, you're going to find the check-in desk. You're also going to find a cute little gift shop full of little fun items, and I've already made a couple of purchases to take home.
As she does.
As one does. You're also going to find the continental breakfast area with a lot of tasty treats for breakfast and a couple of different options for coffee and beverages.
But also on the second floor is most of the convention center area of the resort. You're going to find meeting rooms and spaces for use with group gatherings, as well as these really interesting little isolation booths where you can sit and make a phone call and kind of escape all of the noise of the lobby, especially if it's on a day when there's a whole lot of activity. The weekend that we were here, there wasn't a whole lot of stuff going on, so we didn't have to worry so much about it. But it's good to know that those kind of spaces are there where you can kind of get away from things and have just a few minutes worth of quiet.
On the backside of the hotel, you're going to find the beautiful lake view along with the seating areas with the fire pits, and also the pool.
Of course, we're here during the winter. The pool's closed, but you get an idea of what it looks like. Going down to the first floor, you're going to find the restaurant and the lounge. The lodge here has a restaurant with an amazing menu, but it also has a full-service bar lounge. And let me tell you something. The folks that run this place know what they're doing. They make great drinks. They're extremely friendly. Every customer is treated like a friend.
But the lodge isn't the only thing here. So let's take a drive around and show you the park and everything else that you can do when you're not in your dress and heels.
Let's go see some cool stuff. In addition to the lodge, you also have the choice of having a cabin. The cabins at this park are amazing. They're huge cabins. You can probably easily sleep 8 to 10 people in these things. Most of them are 2-bedroom cabins that have 2 beds in each room, as well as a pull-out couch, fireplace, all the things that you want from a cabin in the woods without the monsters and creepy things. Well, I mean, we are staying by Land Between the Lakes. There may be creepy things. But you can see as we drive around here that the cabins are in a very picturesque area. But if you just want a nice, peaceful place to stay among the trees and a place where you can kind of enjoy your own space and not have to be surrounded by other people, the cabins are a great choice. You have a full kitchen in each cabin, so you're not subject to having to go out to eat all the time if you want to bring food and prepare your own meals and things. that's a great option when using the cabins.
On the other side of the park is a campground that has primitive camping. It also has RV camping and camping cabins. So if you're coming with a group and you might be the only person with a RV, perhaps you might want to grab a cabin for the other crew.
That's right. You can park on an RV pad right next to one of the camping cabins, and the rest of your folks can just hang out at the cabin. The cabins have air conditioning. I don't know if they have heat, but I imagine they probably do. And it's not as primitive as it sounds when you hear camping cabin. These actually look like a pretty nice place to stay. So in a position like ours where we have an RV, but it doesn't sleep as many people as we might want to bring along, parking next to one of these cabins is a great option.
The park also has a marina that empties out into the Tennessee River. For any of those of you that like doing water sports, this is a great location.
So if you're here during the summertime, there's a swim beach, but there's also a place where you can rent small watercraft like kayaks. So if you don't have your own to bring along and you still want to be able to enjoy the water, that's a good way to do that.
Also, ladies, if you want to go do the Tennessee Antiquing Trail, which is very prominent in this area with lots of antique shops, and you want to send your husband to, I don't know, go play golf, there is a golf course at the state park.
And if all you want to do is relax in your room, enjoy the sunrise or the sunset, you can absolutely do that here. There's a great view from most places around the lodge.
And it's romantical.
Shh. So I decided that since we were right on the other side of the bridge from Land Between the Lakes, that we would take a cruise over, and I just want to show DL where the Dogman lives.
Okay, let's go find the Dogman.
If you're not familiar with the story, there's an old urban legend about this area, about a character known as the Dogman, that allegedly committed a series of murders back in, who knows, the 80s, the 70s, the 60s, whatever. There's a lot of different stories about it. So I figured I'd bring her over here and just kind of show her where the stories come from. I've never really been a big believer in the stories. There's really no evidence to support that anything at all happened. There's just a lot of anecdotal stories about it. So I'm going to take her back here and just show her a little bit. This is the place where Mr. Fish and I go camping quite a bit. And she's never been here before, so I'm going to show it to her. Unfortunately, this has also become a pretty popular dumping ground. I mean, it's right off of this road here as soon as people come across the bridge. So a lot of people come here and just throw out their trash. It looks like a lot of this is from people that have camped in the area and were just looking for a place to get rid of things that they didn't want to drag home. Lots of bottles, lots of cans and things like that. DL's being brave and wandering off. She's going to go get eaten by the Dogman. One of the cool things about this area here is it's very loose on where you can camp. Pretty much, if you're not blocking a road, you can camp there as long as you have a permit. But it's easy to see why people like camping here.
Smells like a dog, man. Let's go back.
Time to go. So like a lot of state parks, at this particular lodge, you enter on the second floor. You can get in from the first floor, but you're not going into the lobby. You're just going in on the first floor, and you got to go up to most of the rooms. However, outside here, there's a bike repair station. Check this out. You got an air pump. You got a set of tools. You got a rack you can hang your bike on. You even got places where you can lock up your bicycle. So if you're one of those outdoors people that loves their bicycle, bring it with you. And in case something happens, they got a place you can fix it. We're heading down to the restaurant to get dinner tonight. DL's all fixed up and looking fancy, and I'm looking like a bum as usual. So, guess who they're going to hand the check to?
Me.
We're going to step inside one of these little isolation rooms here.
Oh, it is quiet.
It's nice and quiet in here.
I like this.
This is different. So Dale had a point she wanted to make about one of the benefits of being a state employee.
Being a state employee, I have a benefit that a lot of people don't know about, including other state employees. As part of the state program, we get discounts at local state parks. That is one of the reasons that you will see us visiting and staying at state parks, lodges, cabins, campgrounds, because during the off season, I get half price. During the busy season, I get 25% off. So it's a great benefit. If you're a state employee, not necessarily the state of Tennessee, but any state employee, check out your benefits and see if there's something you might be missing. In addition to state parks, I get all kinds of other benefits that are associated with travel. I have travel agents, I have car rental, all kinds of stuff. So check out your benefits because you might be missing something really good.
If you work for any level of government, go to your HR department and ask if there are hidden benefits that weren't shared with you when you got hired. She has an entire booklet of benefits that we had no idea we get, including things like going to Disney.
Yes.
So even though it has nothing to do with the state that we live in or that she works in, there's still benefits out there that a lot of people do not use because they don't know they exist. So check with your HR department, look for those hidden benefits, and take advantage. Because let me tell you something, we can stay 2 nights at this beautiful lodge for the price of 1 during the off season. Even though that amount goes down during the peak season, it's still significant.
And honestly, we love to travel during the off season because we're not bombarded with people. There's not a lot of insects. This is just a great break from reality. It's a great retreat to kind of get away and relax.
And the willingness to take advantage and escape for a weekend just because is a lot easier to take advantage of when you're paying less money to do it.
Although he said check with your HR department, look online as well. If you have a list of benefits, a list of things that you might have discounts on. I found this online. My HR department didn't tell me about it. It was 100%. I went online and started looking at benefits that were available to me as a state employee. And this was one that I found, and we have been using it now for about 20 years?
Look into it.
Absolutely.
It can only help.
Look into it. Look into it now.
Hey, we have to go.
Aww. Boo.
This is always the worst part of coming to places like this.
Yes,
As
it is.
much as we enjoy staying here and spending a little bit of time in nature and
Luxury.
nature adjacent, I guess we'll call this.
Nature and luxury. Kind of a combination of the two here.
There is a time when we have to go. So we've got all of our gear packed up. We loaded everything into the wagon to make it easier to pull out. One of the things that we noticed yesterday is that there's a multi-level parking lot out here. And there's not any parking that's just really, really close to the building with the exception of some handicapped access. Or if you're a motorcycle, they'll let you park your bike right outside the doors. But if you're in a car, the parking lot tends to be a little further out. But we did notice that if you go all the way down to the first level and step out the doors by the bike repair station, there is parking immediately outside of that. So you kind of have to pull in, go down the ramp and like approach the building, and you'll find a place where you can park very close. So that's where we parked so that we could just pull the wagon straight out, load it up into the car, and not have to tote it way out across the parking lot. It is cold outside. Normally I don't mind a little bit of a walk, but it's pretty chilly out there, and DL doesn't do well in the cold. So
Yeah, I'm not as you can see, I have my giant sweatshirt on because I'm freezing already.
show them the sweatshirt though. It's not just any sweatshirt.
It's
a Paris Landing
Landings.
State Park sweatshirt.
Yes, because I got here and I got cold very quickly.
She always has to pick up these plush little items when we go to places like this. So
And it's plush. Janet.
it is plush. It's very soft.
It's very soft.
My one bit of advice to you, if you're going to stay here, bring binoculars.
Even if you're not into bird watching, there is so much wildlife around here. You're going to want to see it up close. We've seen eagles. We've seen lake otters. We have seen
buzzards. But we've seen all kinds of creatures just kind of in and around this area. And this area is highly populated by wildlife.
So bring something that'll bring that wildlife in close so that you can see it, because it is frustrating when you look out and you see something and you're thinking, I wish I could see that a little bit closer. But of course, with things like bald eagles, you're not even allowed to get close to them. So even if you walked up on one, you're kind of legally required to walk away from it. But being able to look at it through binoculars, or if you are a photographer, if you're a wildlife photographer especially, come out here, get one of these balcony rooms. You don't even have to leave your room to interact with the wildlife here. It's pretty cool.
All right, let's grab the wagon. Let's get going. Bye.
We'll see you guys on the next one.